I'm on to you, mate.
He's on to me. He saw me go quiet, and then just went quiet himself. So yeah, well played, Jay. I didn't manage to catch you out on that one.
I had a little mouse click, and I thought, oh, there we go.
You were more switched on in those 3 seconds than the old Leeds United team was for 90 minutes today. So well done. How are we doing? All right.
Fucking hell. Do you want the truth? Because
the truth hurts, mate. So yeah,
somebody might send medical professionals to my house if I tell you what I really feel like.
Mate, it's one of them. I don't expect many people to even watch this tonight. I know if I had the choice, I wouldn't be fucking filming it. I'm full of the Chinese flu, whatever they call it these days.
I'd rather have that than watch that again.
Imagine having that and watching that. So yeah, look, it's one of them. We'll get on to a bit in a bit. I know we've got one or two people who would like to come on and say a couple of bits as well. So if you are waiting, we will get you on. But before we do, we'll run the intro. I bet you haven't got that ready, have you?
I didn't know.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
I'm just going to get myself a little bit more comfortable. Get the scissors out. Get the scissors out of you. Yeah, I mean, Jay, have you been crying or what's going on? Because you look a bit sad, mate. I mean, there's not a lot to be happy about, and you know me, I'm within reason probably one of the most optimistic people I think in terms of when it comes to football and Leeds United. I would say I'm probably one of very few optimists out there that try and see the positives in everything. But even I'm struggling, mate, today. I mean, just absolutely nothing, total nothingness. It was that for me, Jay, in a nutshell, was the worst performance since we've been in the Premier League. Fuck getting beat 7-0. Fuck getting beat, hammered all the time. When in Bielsa's second season, we still played football and we still looked like we might actually score. Even the early days under Marsh, even when we were really shit away at Leicester early on this season, there were still glimpses where we felt we might score. Today, all we seemed to do was try and put the ball into an area where there was only Paddy Bamford against Conor Cody and James Tarkowski's head. Why would you? Why? Those two have made a fucking living off headering breeze blocks. Yeah, and that was our only option, and it just frustrated the fucking life out of me, mate. I don't know how you feel. Anyway, go on.
Oh, mate, nothing was right today. Nothing went for us. The ref was shit. We were shit. We couldn't pass to each other. There were no final ball. Verba getting hurt didn't really help us at all. And I was filled with dread when I saw Rasmus come on. Fuck me. Who does a foul throw at that stage in the game as well?
Honestly, mate, it's absolutely laughable. And you know the problem I've got is like I know when Jesse was still here and I was sort of I always saw the positives, but that I mean this isn't Scoob's fault. This isn't Scoob's fault.
No, this is not.
He's not a Premier League manager. It's complete disregard by the board. I would rather, and look, you can quote me on this. I said at the time when we were talking about potential replacement for Jesse Marsh, I said out loud on here, why would you want to come and manage Leeds United from either whether you're Eindhoven or Valenciano or whoever else we've been looking at? Why would they want to come to Ellen Road where it can get toxic? You know, the board have treated previous managers not all that well. Yeah. Why would they want to come here? Why? I saw it. I saw it at the time. I just completely couldn't get my head around why we sacked Jesse Marsh when we did. Look, it was deserved. We didn't get the points, granted. Yeah. But why we had 2 free hits? Why not replace a manager over those 2 games against Scum? and fuck the scum games, fuck them, because I could get fucking up for a scum game and put a performance in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why not leave him in charge for those two? And whilst that's going on, find a fucking replacement.
That's the thing. It's everything at the club at the top is knee jerk. Like the fact that we're going to get that Schruber guy, and then they cancelled that because of social media reaction. The badge thing, they cancelled that because of social media reaction. You know, they just don't seem to have a long-term strategy. And I think there's probably an element of Rad's thinking, well, I'm off in the summer. I'm not going to fuck around now.
Will he be going though? Will the club still be for sale?
Who fucking knows? We've heard that there's relegation clauses in the deal, but we don't know what they are. Is it a reduced amount? Do they pull out? Do they get the shares bought back at a certain price? You know, it could be anything. We won't find out till if and when that happens, but it just feels knee-jerk, everything. Like the thing with Jesse, I wanted him gone, but not for a situation where there's no manager and we can't get someone. Do you know what I mean? I was sick of watching that football, but I would rather have continued, I think, with a system that players were getting used to and to a degree knew what they were supposed to be doing, than just have nothing. And I wanted him gone, you know.
That team today, though, Jed, for me, mate, that team today on paper, that team should have been good enough playing willy-nilly with no direction to have put a better performance in than they did today.
100%.
With no
100%.
Manager. You look at the amount of money that we've spent on that team and the quality of player, and I'm not going to keep comparing back to Bielsa's time, but Bielsa had a fucking threadbare squad. But the quality of squad we had today in terms of backup on the bench and everything else was good enough. We have a good enough squad on paper. We need somebody to come in, take the fucking lads by the scruff of the neck and tell them how to win a game. Form is so difficult and confidence is so difficult to get when you played so poorly. I'm not looking forward to going up next week to watch Southampton. I think we'll get beat again if we play like that. If something doesn't change. And then we're rock bottom.
We're fucked right now. We're in a bad situation. Something drastic has to change to reverse that, and I can't see it. Can't see this.
I think the only thing for me that can change that, Jay, and I don't know what your thoughts are on this, is getting a caretaker man, not even a caretaker manager, a short-term manager into the end of the season. Someone, and I'm going to eat my own words here. I'm going to eat a bit of humble pie, and I'm going to completely contradict everything I believe in. And everything I've ever said, and get somebody in who knows what they're doing, and that's anybody, somebody who can motivate them and drag them through a dogfight, pick up the odd points here and there, because ultimately the prerogative this season is to stay in the Premier League because that's where the money is. Look, we all wanted the holy grail of playing in the Premier League and watching the team play in the Premier League. Is it that great? No. But that's where the money is. I much preferred away days in the Championship. I had some great days out. You didn't have VAR. You didn't have teams sitting back from the first minute. But ultimately, the pinnacle of football is to watch your team play in the Premier League and go on and achieve more and more things. And ultimately, that's the direction we should be moving, not the opposite.
When we got promoted, did anybody think that 3 seasons later we'd be in this situation? I thought by now we'd be like a top 10 club getting established.
Well, you look back at these comments that the fucking idiotic chairman's been spouting over social media about, the 5-year plan. This team cannot be relegated, and he just looks like an absolute tit. I'll be honest. It's just fucking stupid, and you
can't say things like that. You don't say things are impossible that you can't control.
It's beyond laughable. Like I'll repeat myself. I've been supportive of the club, and I will continue to be, and I'll continue to shed a bit of a positive spin on most situations. I mean, even the fickleness of a football fan, not just Leeds fans, but football fans. We were all buzzing at the end of January with the January business that we'd done, and we were all, if you say you weren't, you're probably lying, because we were all relatively confident that we'd done enough business in January to start pushing for mid-table, and we'll all probably agree with that. hindsight, wonderful thing. We're sat here now in the relegation zone, coming up against a real 6-pointer against bottom of the league next week after an absolute dismal performance. And there's no other word to describe it for me. I mean, I didn't catch much of the first half. I was watching bits on my phone, so I saw a couple of bits. Jed, just give us a bit of a rundown of your thoughts on that first half, if there was anything of note, really.
The first half was absolutely fucking awful. Like, the game overall was awful, but the first half especially was shit. We couldn't get a grip on anything in midfield. There were no final balls. We just looked a shambles. Like, we started quite well for 5 minutes, but then it was nearly all Everton. And it was just like one of those games where you just sat there thinking, fuck, we're really in trouble here unless we can just turn something on, you know? And we didn't, not in the first half anyway. I'm at a bit of a loss. I'm just so gutted to see us show up to such an important game and put a performance like that in. Like, to me, you're professional football players. You shouldn't even need a manager to tell you to do this and that. There are certain things you should just be able to do. Yeah, sure, you need a game plan, you need an overall sort of idea that you're looking to do, but in individual moments, you as a professional footballer at the Premier League level should be able to fucking handle that. You should be able to pass to your teammates. You should be able to see a ball through. You know,
it's the basics for me, Jay. I caught the bits that I caught. It was just fucking. It was almost like watching when Marsh was when we were playing at our worst under Marsh times 10. Yeah. With width, that's the only difference. With a bit of width, but it looked worse because there was nobody supporting. And this isn't on Scoops. Look, Scoops is, you know, he got the lads up for the Scum game, and ultimately it's not his job. He was brought in to manage the 21s, and to be thrown at the deep end like this, I feel a bit sorry for the guy, because ultimately this performance is going to come crashing down. He's the one who has to answer to the journals. He's the one who has to do all the press conferences, and ultimately it's not his fault. So,
and he didn't ask to be put in that position.
Absolutely not.
He didn't come to our club thinking I'm going to be sat in front of the press every week having to make excuses for piss poor performances by first team. And that's exactly where he is now.
Dog shit. Let's get somebody on who's been waiting. Matt, I think you've been on once or twice before. How are you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, all right. I mean, the performance was terrible.
Yeah. He's brought his own fan.
We love you, Matt. We do. Oh, not me, the fan. Nice to see you with colour coordinator, mate. Thanks for the text before we started.
Yeah.
Matt. You obviously you watched the full game. I mean, give me a bit of your overall breakdown and what went wrong, really.
Couldn't make a 5-yard pass. Jack Harrison couldn't do anything. I don't know what he was doing. He couldn't control the ball or pass. He should have went off at half time.
Yeah.
And he didn't go off until the 80th minute?
He was awful today.
Yeah, he was. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen from him in Leeds.
Matt, are you in South Africa?
I'm in Australia.
Australia.
Can you do me a favour, Matt, and just bang that fan off for 2 minutes, because it's all we can hear down your mic.
Okay.
Cheers, mate.
Is it red hot there, mate?
Not really right now. It's kind of hot because I'm in my room. It's kind of hot in here.
Well, you know, we're all Leeds fans. We're all living in hell. It's hot for all of us.
We're not multilingual. What's it called when you
multinational?
Multinational, yeah. Whereabouts in Australia are you?
Sydney.
Ah, right, nice. I don't know where. I think the bald Yorkie Pommies from the other side. I think he's sort of Victoria way, isn't he? Somewhere over there. Anyway, back to the game. Like Jack Harrison.
A boxing match with a kangaroo right now.
Jack Harrison, absolute dogger today, mate. Honestly, and I had this conversation. I had this to and fro with somebody on Twitter earlier that Jack Harrison. They said basically, well, imagine somebody not a 10 playing badly when they're playing in the 10, and I was like, look, that the best games he's had for us this season have been him playing in the 10, because on the wing he's been even fucking worse.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
I don't know if these players are. I don't know if these players are good enough for a relegation fight. I don't know if they've got it in them to fight. I mean, you look at the goal. What's Melier doing off his line? That far out.
I'm going to have nightmares about that for weeks.
Ball pumps from Newcastle is only an hour north for you, Matt. So yeah. I mean, I today for me. I think against these sort of teams, you've got to match them man for man. Why we didn't play 4-3-3 today? I mean, I probably can guess why. It's because we don't have 3 central midfielders fit. If Rucker had been fit, we might have seen a 4-3-3 today, I think. But Matt, I think you make a good point there. I think when you're playing against Brexit FC and Deitch type teams with fucking players like Tarkovsky and Conor Cody, you don't try and play sexy football when you're not good enough. When it's not clicking, you do the basics and do them well, and you hope to pick up make a few chances that way. Going up head to head against them and trying to swing a ball in 20 times to Bamford, who's on his own centrally against 2 ex-English international centre backs who quite frankly, the only thing they're good at is headering a ball. It's writing your own fucking death wish. It was just awful, and we just looked. Everything else from what I saw was just clueless. It was just the short passing game. The movement was fucking awful. Nobody looked interested. Somerville, albeit when he did have the ball at his feet, looked relatively dangerous. If you watched him off the ball today, it was like he just couldn't be fucking arsed.
I thought he were crap. I thought he had a couple of moments where he did good stuff, but he were crap. Well, I mean, nobody were good, so it's splitting hairs, isn't it?
No, I don't think. I'll be honest. I don't think anyone was good. I think I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but I think our best player was fucking Junior Firpo today.
Yep,
probably. Well, yeah. I mean, that one when he put it behind and he did it, tapped it out. That was composed. Half our team would just panicked and booted up in air.
So what needs to change then, Matt? Obviously the obvious answer is we need a manager, and we need a manager who can do it short term, keep us up, grind some results out. We've got some tough games coming up, starting with Southampton at home. That's not going to be easy. They're going to be up for that.
They just beat Chelsea.
Yeah. They just beat Chelsea. We got. Was it Bournemouth took a point off? Sorry, Forest took a point off City as well at the end.
Yeah.
So all that could have happened today that we didn't want to happen pretty much happened. The fate's still in our hands. I still believe we've got a good enough side. On paper, I still think we're better than a lot of the bottom half of that Premier League. I just don't think we're set up right, and whether there's enough time now to turn that round and start grinding out results, and whether the players wanna, they might. All these new players we've signed, they might have relegation clauses in their contract saying that they can be released to any other Premier League club. They're not going to give a fuck, are they? They're not. Where do we stand?
I think I see Adams caring, and that's about it. I mean, Aronson bringing the ball against a team that's like that, he's just going to get bodied off the ball every time.
Yeah. He didn't do anything today when he came on.
Who?
I think Rutter was good when he came on.
Yeah,
I thought it was good, Matt.
Rutter did some nice things on the wing, but
he hadn't impressed me at all.
Didn't do £35 million worth of nice, did he? I mean, where do we go from here, Matt? Where do we go?
I don't know how we're staying up, to be honest.
No, I can't. I don't. I'm at the stage now, and I'm the most positive person, honestly, you could ever meet when it comes to Leeds. And I try and find ways to justify things and how we could potentially turn it around. But not even the attitude, like even. I'm going to keep going back to this because I felt we were improving under Jesse Marsh. Although we weren't getting results, the football was getting better. And I thought if we left it long enough, that results would come. Ultimately, that didn't happen. So I thought it was right to be sacked. Yeah. But when they were playing for Jesse, they were playing for Jesse. There was, apart from that second half against who was the game before he got sacked?
Forest.
Yeah. So the second half at Forest. Apart from that second half, that was the first time I felt that the players didn't really care. However, Scoops took over both scum games. It looked like we were up for it. Yeah, we're in this. We're in it. But it's very easy to get motivated with an atmosphere again of Leeds versus Scum. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Very, very easy.
Those
it's
are the
not
games
like
you get into football for.
Yeah. Now, if those players can only get motivated for that level of game, I think the wrong club, because we're not going to have those games. We have them twice a year at the moment, and we might not from next year. So if that's the only level of games that they can get set up for, then absolutely I think they're at the wrong club. I've seen it in the comments. I don't think these players They've not got the experience, and I don't think they've got the fight in them to be in that sort of level of dogfight. I think they like it quite easy. They like the tippy tappy. They like doing the fancy stuff. They like it when it comes off. I think we've got too many of those in his team. I don't think we've got enough Warbers. I don't think we've got enough people who want to stand up and be counted Tyler Adamses. I think if we had a team with the same mentality as those, then yeah, absolutely, I could see us battling and bringing in a bit of an older school type manager. I've seen Sam Allardyce mentioned, Rafa Benitez. I've seen, it's not what I want. It's not what I want. But if we offer them £5 million to keep us up, or fuck all if they keep us, if we go down and they keep us up, I'll be happy, Jay.
I don't think I'm quite ready for them, but I am close. At this point in time, I just want somebody who understands top level men's football. That's all I want. It's not too much to ask.
I would love if we beat them next week. And
we're not getting him in, are we?
I would absolutely love to be shown up and be wrong. I've jumped the gun there with Allardyce and Rafa, and I know there's other options available, but I think we're at the stage now where we need to be looking at these other options, because our first options have made it quite clear they're not coming to a relegation battle. Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, would you walk away from a potential title win on your CV? You want to win your league, don't you? He's spent all his pre-season, all his season up to now focused on this. He's going for the title. You're not going to walk away from that. It was a stupid thing to think we could get somebody like that.
Was it naive at the board, do you think? Was it naive? 100%. Do you think they actually thought we could cherry pick whoever they want?
I think they did.
What do you think, Matt?
Probably, yeah. I'll take Gerrard now, to be honest.
Oof, I don't know about that.
Fucking hell.
Bring Potter in soon. He might get sacked soon.
You'll be saying Lampard next.
No.
Maybe they are waiting for Potter, because I can't. If they're being beat again today, I fancy him to get sacked this weekend, because they're really
get sacked tonight.
Yeah. Maybe they bring Potter in. Would Potter do a better job? Probably. But is it again? Have we got enough time? How many games are left? 18, 17?
15, I think. 15?
Is that all? Oh, sorry. 15. Yeah, we played Scum twice. Yeah.
15.
Sorry. I was working off the halfway point. So, yeah.
I was about to say 19, but then I remembered that's the points. Boom.
So, yeah, look, it's going to be really, really tough, isn't it? It's going to be really tough. Who would be your first choice then, realistically, Matt, at the moment? If we were to sort of, we know who's not coming, don't we? So we can write those off. So if, hypothetically speaking, say you've got a little magic wand there, and you might have a little magic wand. It's nothing to do with me, but you can wave it, and you can get somebody come and do a job for us to the end of the season, or even on an 18-month basis, and just steady the ship next season as well. Who would you be pointing the finger at?
Probably Nuno. I'll take Nuno. Right, I think he's a good coach. I think he's good, but he just didn't do well at Spurs, because no one does well at Spurs.
Fair point.
I've completely gone from I don't want Nuno to I'd take him at this point.
I've completely gone full circle.
I'm absolutely shitting my pants, and I'll take boring football if it keeps us up.
I'm going to eat my own hat here and say I'd fucking take Deitch back in fucking November or whatever it was. Whenever I said I would never have him.
I think I would after what I've seen.
Yeah, no, I mean I wouldn't, because I still. But look, I think I don't know. What is the manager going to change things drastically enough? Are the players down in tools for you, Matt, at this stage? Are they already beginning to do that? Do you think?
I don't think they're downing tools. I don't know. They just can't get a simple 5-yard pass together. I don't know what's going on. I mean,
it's so frustrating.
What chances did we have in that game? We had a cross. I think who headed it? It was just over the bar.
If I remember rightly, Matt, I don't think we had a shot on target, mate. I'll just double check that.
That's the point. That cross that went across Bamford, it were on a plate for him.
He tried to hit it with his left.
Yeah, because he can't use his right foot at all. We missed a chance to go ahead there.
I can't believe we're having a debate. I can't believe we're having a debate earlier on a few weeks ago as to who would start over Rodrigo and Bamford, just because of that little cameo at Accrington with that great touch. People were all of a sudden saying, "Oh, he's back. He's back. Let's get Bamford back in the team. Rodrigo gets injured. We go to shit again.
Yeah.
Just keep it going, JTech. I'll check these stats, mate.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, I mean, Bamford there, for me, you don't have to really use your right foot. There was that much pace on that ball. It just needed directing goalwards. He could have run into it. Do you know what I mean? You just swing your leg at it. You don't try to force something that you know you can't make a connection with. I mean, what do you think to that, Matt? I mean, as a Premier League striker, a guy who's played for England, he can't use his right foot at all. He just needed to swing it at it.
But like we've seen him use his right foot, like in the first season, like he can hit it. Like surely a Premier League footballer can use their weak foot.
But it's a last resort for him, isn't it? He won't do it unless he has no choice.
Mm. I mean, he had three. He had 3 chances. He had the shot that just went wide, and he had the one where that we played the ball over the top, and he kind of tried to control it, and it went straight into Pickford's hands.
Yeah, I hate him.
Bollocks. Right, just to give you a quick heads up, lads. Stats today: 50-50 possession. I think 50% is being very kind to us because I think, yeah, from what I saw,
I think we clawed that back in the second half, Luke. First half, we will have been on about 35% max.
Shots 15 with 6 on target for them, 8 with 0 on target for us. 90 minutes of football. 90 minutes of football against a team second of the bottom of the Premier League, and you don't have a shot on target. It's unforgivable. It's unforgivable.
I can't get my head around those stats, honestly. Like watching the game, and I was just thinking, what the fuck? And I said this in the group before, but I don't know what you think, Matt. But for me, like Skubala's not at fault for any of this. It's not down to him. You know, he didn't ask to be put in this position. However, he said he didn't want to change too much. But if he's going to be in charge for a number of games now, should he not start trying to implement his own kind of ideas and put some kind of stamp on it?
I mean, he kind of has to, but I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what else he can do. I don't know how he plays. I don't really know his style.
I mean, it's not Skubala.
Look, when he came in, he said he wasn't going to. It was too short notice to change anything dramatically. One thing I've noticed we have changed: we're not pressing as aggressively from the front. We are still pressing, but we're not going as a massive pack and leaving the side of the field open. We are attacking with more width, albeit to our detriment today because we then tried to cross it in all the time to 2 slab heads. Yeah. And look, we just didn't simply have an answer for what they were doing to us today. They didn't play a low block. They didn't play a typical Dyche style football today at all. In fact, it was quite an open game. We were just shit. We were just dog shit in every single fucking part of the field.
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing redeeming about it. There was nothing at all. And I'll tell you another thing that confused the fuck out of me. Why was Nonto on Conor Cody at corners? Like he had a foot on him. It'd be like me marking Smarty. Do you know what I mean? Like
and you're just as tall as Smarty's forehead.
Exactly. You won't even have to jump though. You've got a header on it because the guy marking you is a foot shorter than you.
What do we think of this, chaps? Gary McAllister attempt to the end of the season. I know he got sacked, but he loves Leeds and what he'd like to play for Leeds. I don't think this is the time for. What do you think, Matt?
Take anyone at this point.
I'd take him because he's done it before.
Is it one of these where you've had 20 pints and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you literally just take any old bird in an headlock type thing, innit? You know, I don't think we're quite that. Just for you,
not that we condone that sort of thing on it.
No, just for the record, that's never happened. It's just like I don't think it's time to be giving somebody a chance. I think it's time to get somebody in who knows what they're doing and can organise and change things in a matter of weeks. It's not a case of we haven't got time. We simply haven't got time.
Can they get Gary Mack and Gordon Strachan dream team?
Yeah, to be honest, they'd probably get a fucking game based on that today.
Probably, to be fair.
I'll just have a fly through a few more comments. Lots of calls here for Rafa and not Rafa. So to Rafa or not to Rafa, lads, between you, if he was to come, what are your suggestions on him, Jay?
He's not the person that I'd pick, but
you'd take him.
I'd probably give him a chance. But
So basically, it is 3 o'clock in a taxi queue, isn't it? And it's like,
yeah, you know, and you're like sharing your kebab. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, mate. I don't know. He's not the guy I'd want, put it that way. But it couldn't be worse than where we are.
No, it can't get worse, can it, than that today, Matt?
No way. Who, like, I've been thinking, who's going to score the goals? Like, Nonto scores. And
some of them were scoring before his injury. Rodrigo was scoring, obviously, but he got injured. You know,
we had Sinisterra on a run, Somerville on a run, Nonto on a run. Where's all that?
Yeah.
And we still lost those games.
Because we can't do fuck all right, can we? Even when we score goals, we get fucked. Or fuck ourselves.
Yeah, a lot of calls here for Nuno as well. I think Nuno looks like he's probably the realistic choice of somebody we can potentially attract. After that, I'm not sure today. But yeah, a lot of love for Nuno in the comments. Ben says here, none of them today could complete a pass. We are missing Rodrigo badly, and I never thought I'd be saying that. Look, that's not a thing I thought we'd be saying. You know, it's but it just shows to you because he's part of that leadership group now. You know, you look at that starting 11 today. You've got Ayling and Warber and Adams, arguably that are leadership type players.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Have Bamford and Rodrigo swapped places in terms of their importance to the team?
Bamford and absolutely.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Absolutely.
We're relying on Rodrigo to come back now. That's where we're at.
Mark Dooley's probably going to hold me to that. He'll probably clip it. It can't get any worse next week. Leeds say, "Hold my beer." Yeah, fair point.
That'll be on the Luke's best bits compilation at the end of the season. I'm just going to show this tweet that I.
Yeah, just 2 seconds. I'm just going to make a quick phone call, Jay. I'll be 2 seconds, mate.
All right, mate. No worries. Didn't expect that to happen. Must be important. Maybe Luke's the next Leeds manager.
Maybe.
He's ringing Rads. He's sending in his football manager CV. Fucking hell, we're in the right situation if that comes off.
I'm back. No,
there he is.
No, my dad was ringing me non-stop, but I thought it was important, but it weren't. So I just said, just chill.
No, we thought you were ringing Rads to put your name forward, mate.
Look, I don't think. Have you seen the guy in the French league, the English lad, the little, what's his name now? He hasn't got a UEFA coaching card, but he's coaching. I think it's
not a clue.
Nonce or Billy something. I think he's called.
Careful.
And somebody will tell us. Anyway, he's doing really well with him. He basically learnt his trade. Will Still, that's him, Jonathan. Yeah, Will Still. He learnt his. This is a true story, Ginger lad.
We will still win.
He's not got any of his coaching badges. He's not got any of his coaching badges, Jay, and he's absolutely flying in the French Premier League or whatever they call it.
Is he like the new Potter?
Danny, no thanks, mate. We'll let you enjoy that one to yourself. The highlights there are none.
Yeah, so, enjoy that, pal.
Arthur Bushby, we are going down, I'm afraid. Where do we feel on that then? Let's go around the houses actually and comment in the comments as well. Just comment up or down, and that is to see whether we stay up or down. Not Jay's head. We're not going to style Jay's fringe for the week. So as of today, Matt, where do you see us playing football next season? Championship or Premier League?
Championship.
Jay?
As things are currently right now, Championship.
After today. Yeah, I never thought I'd say it, but yeah, I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough quality. I just think we've left things far too late. I don't think we've got enough to turn it around now, and I don't think there's 3 teams worse than us.
Got plenty of responses on that in the comments, and they're mostly negative.
Yeah, down.
Fucking hell.
We need a 40% win rate to stay up. 7 out of 15 games. We've got to win 7 of which stay up. I don't know if that's right. Is it? That would put us on That would put us on 39 points with no draws, I'd assume. So maybe a couple of draws in there as well. Maybe I'd say 5 wins out of 15, maybe in a few draws to stay up. But actually, the points are quite high this year, aren't they?
Yeah. Last year we
yeah.
only just survived and it were quite a high total.
Was that 38 or something last season? Was it
something like that? Yeah, 37 or 38 or something. Have you got a dog nearby, Luke? Because I can hear something weird.
Oh, it's me. My leg's going on the chair.
All right. I thought you were a dog panting.
No, it's me. It's me. Hey, we've got somebody else from Australia. All the Aussies on tonight.
Oh, I hope he's
Good
calmed
evening.
down a little.
Hey, hello.
How are we doing? All right?
Let me get comfortable. Hey, mate.
How are you feeling?
I'm faking a smile, Luke. Fucking
All right, they all
fuming,
look
mate.
same, these baldies.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
We look like a pair of badly shaved testicles, Luke.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I actually feel like one, mate. I've
You're all shriveled up.
I'm at that stage. Ben, look, Ben Tillerton's hitting the nail on the head here. Look, we need 5 or 6 wins and some draws. We've only won 4 all season. In 15 games, we need to pick up more than we've already won all season.
I just don't
You look at who we're playing. You look at that run in those last 5 or 6 games. I can understand why people think we're going down, and they're probably right.
It fucking kills me, just the thought of it. Can't stomach it.
What went wrong today then, Yorkie Pom? Apart from
Not
everything.
a clue, mate. Come on, after the last 2 games, I thought that was the marker for the season, mate. I thought the last 2 games, we put a right performance in against Scum, and that's it. We're gonna kick on from there, and we're gonna be safe. Where the fuck were all the players today? It was a shell, mate. Come on, what happened today? Jesus Christ!
I mentioned earlier that if you can't get, as a Leeds player or fan, if you can't get up for Scum, you're in the wrong game. I think that's a very easy game to motivate people for. Players, fans alike. So I think the real test today for that squad was going away, to Everton, who were on a bit of a new manager bounce. They've been playing all right under Deitch. Had a good win the first. Did they beat Chelsea first game?
Arsenal, wasn't it?
Arsenal. They beat Arsenal. Yeah, they beat Arsenal first game. Then they lost to Liverpool, didn't they? 2-0. And then, so they haven't been playing bad. They're on a bit of a bounce. That was a real test of the boys' character today. And I wouldn't even say anybody deserved to clapping off that field today out of that 1-12. Even the subs. I just can't justify, how can you justify that performance? Like you say, on the back of those 2 great performances, both of them arguably should have beaten Scum twice in a week. We should have done.
Yeah, we should have done.
Daesh has got them 6 out of 9. We've got 6 out of about 51.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, mate. Dude, right. As I'm speaking from myself, but as a fucking Leeds fan, you can stomach a loss, you can stomach a draw, so long as we fucking fight, so long as we're fucking going for it.
Yeah.
For the 90 minutes. If you lose, fair enough, you lose because the other team was better. But if you're fucking fighting for it, excuse my French, by the way, I'm sorry if I get the pod man, but if you're fucking fighting for it, that's one thing. But we didn't do fuck all during that game. Right. No. I work in a disability house, all right? And somebody put a used pad in the washing machine and the dryer. And I chose to clean that up rather than watch the last fucking 10 minutes of the second half. It was a fucking shit show, man.
Yeah.
I made a conscious decision. I'd rather clean up a shitty fucking nappy than watch the last 10 minutes of that game.
God.
It was fucking shocking, mate.
I feel like I've been fed the contents of a shitty nappy watching it.
Question then: Did Seamus Coleman mean that?
I think he did.
Yeah, absolutely, he meant it.
Did he?
Of course.
Did he?
Yeah, of course he meant it, mate.
There was nobody there.
There's nobody to cross it to. He's led up that ball as hard as he can. He's seen Melier off his line. Melier was a good 6
He just thought, fuck it, didn't he, and went.
Yeah. And is Melier at fault? Is he at fault, or does that attempt only go in 99 times out of 100?
Look, if you don't take your chances, you're never going to score. Or if you don't have a crack, you're never going to score, should I say. He's had a crack at it. He's seen Melier off his line. Melier's left him way too much room on his near post, which is criminal for a goalkeeper. It's a cardinal law for goalkeepers. Don't let a goal go on the near post. And he's left way too much gap. There's nobody for him to cross it to. So why is Meslier 6 foot off his line?
I'm absolutely certain he'll learn from that, but it's cost us today.
Will he though? Yeah. Because I've noticed with Meslier a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's made some very important saves. He's been very important to us since he's been here. I'm not going to start slating him as a young goalkeeper, but one of the things, one of his faults, shall we say, one of his negatives is that he does get beaten too easily at his near post, and he does get often beaten too easily. For me, that you only have to look at, was it Sancho's goal, the second the other day, which was it was catchable. He could have caught it. Like it was pretty easy to be caught. Is Robles going to offer anything different or anything better? No. I don't think so. So we're stuck there. How if Matt, if you were Scoobs now and your team had just put performers in like that, how would you approach the rest of that squad in the dressing room afterwards? Would you say, "Oh, unlucky lads, well done," or would you fucking give it to them and tell them how shit they were?
You give it to them so that they need to learn. They can't just be, "Oh, nice try," and then they do it again next week.
Ultimately, for me, Scoobs has got nothing to lose. He's not getting the job. You know, it's obvious we're looking at other options. He's not getting the job. If I was him, I'd be fucking in there. We saw Bamford released early this week. What a nice guy Scoobs is. What a great guy he is. You don't fucking always need that. Sometimes you need somebody to fucking throw a water bottle at your face.
You don't need somebody to be a mate.
No.
Maybe not.
Maybe not a water bottle at your face. Sorry, but I mean, I'm not condoning violence here.
No, but you take your water bottle and you throw it into the fucking floor and you say, "What the fucking hell was that?"
He's got nothing to lose. Go in
an ounce of fucking pride between any of you. You're professional football players.
It goes back to what you said about as Leeds fans, we can accept being beaten every week when there's an element of pride and passion and playing for the badge and you know, throwing your shirt about. There was only probably 2 or 3 players did that for me today. One was Tyler Adams, McKennie in parts I felt as well, but the other 2 were Warburg and Firpo. They were the only 3 players I would be able to say that arguably, you know, threw their weight about and played for the shirt today. The others just didn't look fucking interested. Harrison, fucking Jack Harrison
was shocking today. He was bad today. It wasn't just shit; it was bad. He was running into cul-de-sacs all game. He's just charging forward with a ball and then he's going straight towards a player. He gets 2 foot away from the player and stops.
He used to have one of the most eloquent, sexiest touches I've ever seen. Feet like marshmallows. And now it's like they're made of fucking trowels.
David Silva said he had the best first touch he's ever seen. David Silva.
Not today, didn't?
No. He doesn't have the passing range, mate. So why are we playing him in the middle? You need somebody who can unlock shit. Pablo, we need a Pablo in the middle. Harrison's not a Pablo. He's a winger. Playing on the fucking wing.
As well?
I like this. Harrison is useful as a silver Rizzler in a monsoon today. Look, at least we can laugh about it. Look, I use these podcasts because I didn't want to do it. I use these podcasts. I use this podcast as a bit of a therapy type session, and I'm glad we can laugh. It is. Look, I'm going to use the old fucking horrible saying, and I hate hearing people say it, but it is only football, isn't it? And whether we go down and stay up, it doesn't really affect our lives, other than we get more money, we get more value for our season tickets next season, and whatever else. So, look, we've got Everton fan here. Thanks for joining, Rich. Richo, even an Everton fan, it was either us or Leeds to go down. We have been awful this season again. Do you think that's us down then, Rich? Do you think that's you? Do you think that's you safe? Is that what you? I mean, I don't think either of us are still safe because I still think you're really poor, but we were poorer today.
I bet Rich is fucking buzzing though.
Oh, I bet he is. Look, fair play to you. You got. You know, they got the points, and they wanted it more today. Ultimately,
that's it. This is what they needed in the dressing room after.
My head coming through the wall and saying, "Get your fucking." Honestly,
so to put fear of God into them.
Put me in as the motivational speaker. They'll all be trembling for like about 3 minutes.
That's it. I just want to show this tweet that I saw earlier, Luke. Just see what people's thoughts are. Lloyd Deeney said the most pathetic performance of the season. Rads, Kinnear and Orta, all pudding-faced. Since finishing 9th under Bielsa, our football club has been run like a circus. Stick to death. We deserve so much better. Sick to death, sorry, not stick to death. Feel like sticking to death, though. What do you reckon? It's not wrong, is it?
No.
It's not, mate. I mean, look, the board have made some real mistakes. And I think ultimately the biggest one so far for them is it's a mixture, actually. It's probably not finding somebody sooner for Marsh when things weren't going our way. And I can see why they didn't, because we've all agreed that the performances were improving. Matt, did you feel the performances were improving?
They were, but I feel like he only kept his job because we beat Liverpool. I mean, if we lost then, I think he would have left, which may have been better for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as somebody else said, I think it was on Joe's podcast the other week. It was almost the worst thing that could have happened was coming back and beating Bournemouth and beating Liverpool in the same week, because ultimately it kept him in his job then throughout over the World Cup and everything else. But having said that, and give him his due, the performance has improved. You look at Spurs away, we probably should have got something from that. And then after the World Cup, the performances, for me, certainly improved and we were getting better, but the results just simply weren't coming. They weren't coming.
We should have beat Spurs. We should have beat Villa for me.
Yeah, we should have beat West Ham.
So much better than them. Should have beat West Ham. But
it's a lot of
we didn't. Yeah,
exactly.
We didn't. And that's the manager's responsibility. And at the end of the day, the buck stops with him. I saw a tweet earlier on. It said the Liverpool game has got us relegated, and it took me a while to grasp what he was trying to say. And the fact that we won at Liverpool bought Marsh more time. Can you remember on the podcast a few months ago when we had that World Cup break? We were on the podcast a few months ago and we were saying if you're going to change the manager, you change him now. Yeah. So because you've got 6 weeks to sort it all out. But he had a couple of good results, and the board thought maybe there's a little bit to go out here. But it's just
I was the same. I was quite supportive because I saw improvement and I thought we were playing some nice bits. I didn't, by a long stretch, I didn't think we were great, and I was quite transparent about that. I was quite honest. Look, we're not playing ideal. We're not playing the Bielsa levels of the first season back, but we are playing all right. And it's so difficult when, and I feel a little bit for. Where was I going with that until I started reading that? I wasn't thinking about Orta. I feel a little bit because, we were improving, we were getting there, but the results weren't coming, and it's so difficult when you're in a losing mentality to get that first win. Once you get that first win and you're playing all right, the wins would follow, but it just never come. Which what made it so difficult. And I hate coming on here and being negative, but I honestly don't find anything to be positive about today.
It's bizarre, isn't it, though, those fine margins. It's like a sig paper, man. If we'd beat Villa, if we'd beat Spurs, and then the team might have had a bit more confidence and might have won more games, but we're never going to know. It's just we couldn't get over the line so many times under Marsh. It's only so far, we were so close, mate.
Who do you bring in them, Pommy? At this
stage? My pick, mate. My pick, and I'm surprised that what's your name, mate? Is it Matt?
Matt, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I heard you in the car. Couldn't watch you, but you're down in Sydney, aren't you? Hello, Sydney. I'm surprised you didn't say it, mate. I still go for
it's not. Listen, Tinder or something. You can't just
Friends
start saying about, I'm only an hour away. Come and pick me up.
To know better, bringing people together.
I'd still go for Ange, Luke. I'd still go for Ange. He's been away wherever he's been. He's a man management. He's not going to beat around the bush, mate. If you're playing fucking shit, Ange is going to tell you you're playing shit. He's going to kick you up the arse and he's going to get you fucking playing right. And he's a tactician. He's a man management. He knows what he's doing.
Who realistically at this stage can we get? That's probably a better question.
Who's the manager of Blackpool?
Have you just thrown a dartboard and just said, right, Blackpool manager?
Yeah, fucking Blackpool.
Do you mean Blackburn?
No, everybody's going to stay away from us, mate. We're toxic at the moment. We're a team that can't win. Who would want to...
We've lost your
We've
sound,
lost your
mate.
sound, mate.
We've lost your sound.
I feel like we've missed a really good rant there as well. Yeah, your
We've
sound's
lost your
gone.
sound. We
Yorkie
can't hear you.
No.
Anyway,
It's like joining us as a manager. It'd be like swimming towards the Titanic with a fucking puncture kit in your bag, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? Don't worry, lads. I'm coming. I'm gonna sort this. Nobody in the right mind would do that.
I'm worried about how bad it will get.
How mad? What in what way?
I'm worried about how bad it could get if we go 1-0 down to Southampton.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's gonna turn.
Well, Luke's going to that, so if you see people start getting like thrown over fucking advertising hoardings at front, it's probably something to do with him.
No, I stay out of trouble now these days. I don't enjoy it. It's just look. No, because I'm so positive. I'm usually the one saying, "Calm down, it'll be fine. It'll be fine, man."
We do call you the happy clapper.
But I can't see how it's going to be fine. I'm just proper struggling. Help me out, guys. Give me some positivity to cling on to.
Oh, man.
Sorry, look, you're not getting it from me, mate. This was the game in the season for me, which has just turned me. I was the same. I was always I had a little bit behind me. I'm thinking, yeah, we can do this. I was the same as you. I'm like, yeah, we can do this. We just need to get a couple of good results, a couple of goals.
No.
We'll be fine. This game's fucked it for me. Like,
Is that you giving up after watching that?
Nah,
I don't think we'll ever give up, will we? We'll still be watching every week and expecting a win and stuff, but we'll be going through the same cycle, coming on here and just ranting about how shit we've been, unless something changes drastically. And for me, if something needs to change, something needs to change massively for me for us to get anything. Do you want to come and say hello? No, piss off then. Sorry, my kids. So yeah, look, it's now or never for me, and the board they've got however much £1 million invested into this deal that's meant to be taking place in the summer. If we're a Premiership side, God knows what that looks like. If we're a relegated Championship side, I've got a question for you all actually.
Oh God!
How many players do we keep hold of, and do we come straight back up?
I'm not sure we do come straight back up because I think we'll lose.
We'll keep.
Sorry, Jay. Just 2 seconds. Go on, Matt.
Yeah, sorry.
Who will we keep? Ayling, Cooper, Bamford, maybe. Firpo, and then a bunch of the youngsters.
It's basically what's left of Bielsa's promotion team and some kids.
The
Go on,
irony.
Jay, what about you, mate? Do you think we'd come straight back up? I think if Burnley can do it, then surely we can do it. Do you know what I mean? But the pressure of being a Leeds United player and coach is completely different to that of anybody of Burnley's stature and Bournemouth's stature and everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, Burnley, the ground just is like, it looks like an industrial estate, middle of a council estate. Hello.
So yeah, it's really, really. I mean, I still think because of the players we've signed pretty relatively new contract, I still think the likes of Warber will probably give us a year in the Championship. I might be being optimistic here. Warber, Drama, Christensen will probably still be there. Tyler Adams definitely not. McKennie,
Christensen will be there because nobody will fucking take him.
He'll be class in the Championship.
Will he?
Yeah, McKennie deal will go through because obviously he's on a loan with an option, providing we stay up. We've got Ruter. Ruter will have to stay, I would imagine, because we've paid so much money for him. I can't imagine we'll be able to tell him.
We'll beg McKennie to get Tyler to stay. Like, please get your mate to stay.
What happens if they've got a relegation release clause, mate? I mean, I'm sure the agent would have snuck it in somewhere.
I'm sure they have.
You won't come here in our position and not have it, would you?
No.
But I'll tell you something, I don't think anyone's going to be queuing up to buy Ruter on what we've seen so far.
Maybe it's a cloak and daggers type thing. Maybe he's pretending he's shit. Then when we go down, he scores like 60 in the season.
He's going to fucking light it up.
Yeah, lights up the So yeah, look, it's all ifs and buts, and I know we've been overly negative for once tonight, and as a group we tend to be as positive as we can. But I think on the back of that performance, lads, there's not a lot to be positive. Even taking it into the Southampton game, we've just beaten Chelsea, so you know there's no gimmies in this league, and ultimately I would have before the game I tweeted something along the lines of. I want at least 4 points, ideally 6 from these next 2. Today would have been my 1 point if I was to suggest out the next 2. However, having seen Saints turn Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea aren't great. But hang on a minute. We've got somebody called Wendy Robinson joined us. Wendy!
Hey,
Wendy!
Hey, Wendy.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you come to tell us your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, we're rubbish.
Born to roam.
It was rubbish.
Yeah.
We can't see you.
Wendy.
That was a strange one, wasn't it? Anyone know Wendy?
Oh God. This just sums up this club, doesn't it?
Anyway, look, I think we'll probably start wrapping it up, but we're all in agreement. We need a manager to come in. Today wasn't good enough, and on that basis, I think we're down if that continues. I think ultimately, for in terms of change, I think we've got to bring somebody in. It's got to be this week for me. I know they'll probably not have enough time to change anything before Southampton, but anything else that between you that you'd change?
They've got to sit down. They've got to sit down with Scoobs for me and just say you're either in charge and give him a set number of games and tell him to start implementing a style of his own, or they need to get someone for me.
I've got a positive for you, Luke, to leave on, mate. Firpo looks all right.
Firpo looks fucking dynamite. I tell you what.
That's positive.
The last maybe 4 or 5, even 6 games, Accrington, both Cardiffs, and since I think he's looked good, and I think he started looking half decent in terms of his levels. I just don't think I just can't see any positives. Come on, give me something, Matt. Give me something to cling on to, mate, before I go.
Your head's looking good, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah, hey, we'll still be there week in, week out, and we'll all be watching, no doubt. We'll all be, screaming at the telly, expecting wins. And look, who knows if we manage to hammer Southampton and put another good performance in, we'll all be, updating us passports ready for Europe and that again. So it's the fickle life of a football fan, and we all know what it's like. None of us are right all the time.
No, it's true.
Skip says change the board and have them replaced with Stargirls from Winston's. I don't know what Stargirls are, but they probably do a better job.
No, don't have a clue. Thanks ever so much, everybody, for your comments. Guys, Australia, I know it's really early in the morning there. What is it, about 6 in the morning?
7.
7 now, mate. Yeah.
7 in the morning. Thanks ever so much, gents, for joining us. Really appreciate it. We'll be here on Tuesday night for your normal weekly pod. I'm not sure who's on. Probably Jay again, because he's been on every single pod for the last 2 weeks.
I seem to be constantly on at the moment.
Hey, when you know why the numbers are so good, Jay, now though, don't you?
It's because I'm
bald heads. That's what it is. The ladies like a baldy.
Because I'm here, I've got my new webcam, and now I'm in 4K.
But yeah, we'll be back Tuesday, and then we'll be back after Southampton at some point, either Saturday night or Sunday morning, following hopefully a little bit more positive performance. Cheers, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evenings or your mornings if you're down under. Take it easy.